Hello and welcome back to War Thunder. Don't adjust your audio settings. There is no background sound, at least in the beginning. And we are here on the map Berlin, Alternative History, summer 1945. And we are in the SO 8000, which is a French premium Tier 4 aircraft that in the beginning I didn't really like. But before we begin to talk about the battle, what I achieved in this match, which was quite interesting, there are, well, basically two questions that I have. One of which I will answer, and the first one, what makes a good air RB map, is left for you. So answer it in the comment sections, and with all the answers I, well, want to get the quintessence. What do you expect from a fun air RB match? It should give both sides equal amount of opportunities. I want the ground targets, well, of same quality for both ground attackers and bombers distributed across the map, like it is partially realized on this map. And there you can see there is a bit of sound while we fly by the PB4. And the thing is, I'm not quite sure what makes a good map. I just know that some of the reworked tank RB maps that are now introduced for air RB are having the same symmetry and placement for the ground units and the bombing points all over again. And that is the very same system that I remember from some of the quote-unquote new maps from, well, arcade air battles. And I think, you know, that is pretty lame. Yes, technically it's a new map, but when it plays the very same way over and over again, I'm not quite sure. But, you know, let's for example remember Norway. Norway is a map that has so many unique features, like the Flak Island. When you are in a German bomber, it's really walk on the edge, you know, racing against other bombers to get your payload off. There are 3 carriers to be torped and or bombed. There are a lot of light cruisers, but you know, for somebody with a cannon, there are not that many ground units. The airfield for the Allies has to be captured, so there is some, you know, AI action going on, and it's the Germans' job to rack up the landing craft and technically the Allied aircraft jobs to defend them. But there's also the U-boat bunker with all the, you know, flak guns on top, which is a primary target for somebody in an attacker or bomber that really wants to rack up the kills. Let's see how this match works out, and check out this view change. So, you know, after nearly 4 minutes, I go back to the aircraft and we do a little bit of a side flyby, and we're there. Directly in the replay in the beginning. Later on I began to record it. The second question is, what if you have a very good match in which you get a lot of silver lines and research points, even without a booster? You will see it later on in the results, a little bit of spoiler there. The question is, what happens to the RP that you gain if you are in the unique situation that there is nothing left afterwards you research the last remaining plane? What happens to the RP that are left over? That's just, you know, the cinematic view without the interface. There it's back. What happens to it? Well, we'll see later on, and it happened to me multiple times. Sadly, you cannot extend that system, which I would love to see. So, Year 2, we approach it at long range. Believe it or not, some of the early shots actually hit. And the bomber is actually already dead when, with the last breath, the gunner hits my pilot. And if not for my good crew skills, he'd be dead. Yeah, very funny. And this is the big difference from a French aircraft to a German aircraft. It's not the gun's fault, because the guns work. You have 6 of them centralized mounted. They do a lot of damage. And here is now the switch to the actual recording of the live gameplay. To get the guns on target, That's the problem that I have with German aircraft, to get the altitude. And the SO-8000 has, like the P-47 at the moment, still an air spawn. And it really needs it. And there you can see the lag spike that, well, prevented me from following this Yak 9. So again, I do a little bit of climbing, keep my altitude, don't throw away my altitude. And now we have to help the P-47 against this I-185. And the SO-8000 is a pretty strange aircraft. Even when retracting the flaps, they still can get ripped off because the controlling of them is not the finest. And watch this. Bit of negative and we shred him. Oh, that felt great. I think this is the third kill. Yes, that's the third kill. And there is another Yar too. He smokes, but he's not on fire. I go actually for the moment below his top gunner turret, and now we shoot and we get a lot of hits across the fuselage and the wing, and it doesn't fall apart. A little bit of problems with the aiming with the rudder, so the flight model is a bit restricted in this area. But look at the turn. We could initiate the turn very well, but then it slowed down. And this is where the plane remembers me to a certain degree like a Do 335, but with a much wider controllability, as I'd say. So there are some light pillboxes, and well, no, they are not my business. I just don't have the right belt to deal with them. And despite having 1500 rounds for 6 guns, I don't want to waste ammunition. There's an IL-10, and yeah, I'm not very proud of that aim, but also look at how inaccurate the guns might be. However, you have so much firepower. Yeah, finally we get it in, but you know, I received some hits. Yeah, but I still didn't fall apart. We're heavily damaged. My engine has now a water leak, but I still can make it home. So what to do at this stage? Yeah, I reported to my team. Yeah, I want to go home. I checked my gears if they are still deployable. And yeah, the front wheel is gone, but I think I can do a nose landing with this plane. But there is an LA-11. And a quick check at the team list tells me, well, he's the last player alive. I still have 248 rounds left of ammunition. And I'm not quite sure, do I still have all 6 guns operational? Did they overheat, or are the last, I don't know, 200, 300 rounds reserved for just a few guns? No, all 6 guns are operational. And so I go in, and well, I'd gladly change my plane for him because he's the last player. I have nothing to lose but everything to gain. It's a premium aircraft, so the repair cost versus the income is, you know, very low. And he flew in a straight line, and I had a little bit of lag spike and was very lucky to not crash here. But he flew in a straight line. If he would have maneuvered, I would have seen it. I could have maybe not have adjusted to it, but I have no idea what he did there. If he gave up or I don't know. Nevertheless, 5th kill, ace. Hostile team has lost all of its vehicles, which is a very nice message. The battle took like 9 minutes, and now it's over. And I think, you know, this is a good, nice RRB match. If there would be more players, if the reward would be even higher, then I would gladly accept longer battles, especially something like enduring confrontations as a parallel mode more often, maybe on weekends, you know, every weekend enduring confrontation. I would take it. I really would take it. So 146,000 civil lines and 16,743 vehicle research points, and we finished the grind on the MD45 to the C. I hope you pronounce it like this, at least the, you know, 2. And we got the Survivor Award, something that I get very rarely in a plane, because you need to get 5 kills, have the highest kill score, survive, and you know, this is something that you do not really achieve every day. Also 3,677 score points without getting a single ground unit. And yeah, this answers now the question, what happens if you have like 10,000 research points left and nothing left to research? The answer is you have to press escape, and then the game remembers this amount, and the next time Gaijin introduces a French plane, the game remembers this amount and it gets attached, or and this counts as being researched, like 10,000 research points. Sadly, this doesn't really work with all battles afterwards, so every match that I now play from now on, I cannot really collect all the RP and throw it on a pile, and whenever a plane gets added, I could use it from it. Sadly, Gaijin has never introduced this system. It would be really nice, and this is what happens if you have everything researched in a tech tree. It happened multiple times over the patches, over the years, throughout all the nations by now, and it's always nice if you have, with the last battles, so many RP left that you can look forward to the next patch. So, and this is it now for me today, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the battle, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other in the skies of War Thunder.